Shit, can I swear? God. Sorry, I'm British. Black Joy as a Resistance means to me, basically this past year and a half I've been on a journey with my identity. I've been kind of reclaiming who I am, recognizing that I am black, and I really wanted to bring that out in my performance. And I also, so I've got quite a long name, Maletsatsi, and people used to call me Mal. And when I reclaimed who I was, I said, you know, people in Spain they don't have a problem saying Guillermo, but they don't want to say Maletsatsi. So now I don't shorten my name. Otherwise, not today, but normally I have my hair in afro. And my mother always said you should be proud of your afro like Angela Davis was. And I feel like the resistance is me going through all of these traumas and coming out stronger and saying, despite what white people say, I am black, and taking control of like who I am.
The type of love that sticks around and holds you tight even when you overdose on pills and attempt to end this beautiful life because you just can't see the light.
It was an amazing experience because the last time I had featured had been in London many moons ago, and it was so nice to feel recognized for my art and my poetry, and it was nerve-wracking because I haven't been a feature poet for a long time, and I did feel I was performing a very revealing piece, and I was very, very nervous on stage, but it felt good to feature. I really felt that even though it was an emotional piece, I feel like people did like it, and maybe it was just so raw that people I didn't know what to say.
Jamaica's in the house, where else?
To desire your sweat off my feet. I could taste the sweetness dropping down into my soul.
I wrote my first poem when I was 8 years old, and it was published in an anthology for kids' poems. I then started writing seriously when after hearing Tupac's Changes.
I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, it's like worth living, should I blast myself? I'm tired of being born even.
I read into him and read that he was a poet. Both my parents were poets, and for me it was my way to deal with my depression as a child, and I wrote seriously from the ages of 13 to 21, and I started performing when I was 18, and it was just my therapy. And also when I was younger, I used to write a lot more from a young black male perspective, even though I'm not a young black male, because I saw a lot of young men around me and I felt like they didn't have a voice. So I liked going into people's mind, kind of, and writing from different perspectives. And I like that with poetry, I can just say whatever I want to say. I don't really rhyme so much, but it's just like free thought. And I like the freedom.
My father was a freedom fighter in South Africa. He actually met my mother while he was in exile in London.
I've actually been on this journey of self-discovery and black history. So in school, we were taught black history from an American perspective in the UK. I had a very ignorant comment and I would be like, well, my family weren't slaves, because we were not taught about British history with slavery. And I was like, why am I learning about this in school and blah, blah, blah. And then recently I started reading this amazing book called Black British History, and it taught me a lot about the slavery from the UK, the slave ports, etc. And so black history is like me, I'm rediscovering basically my history now, because it's been so American-centered, or it's just been forgotten about. So black history is for me like reclaiming who we are, you know, making a stand saying we are here, we deserve to be counted, and we deserve to be more than numbers and statistics. You know, there's so much more to my identity than just being a number. So that's kind of what I want to show also in my poetry, and reading more and writing more about black history and educating people on so many things that we don't learn about. You know, it's just like glossed over and whitewashed, basically.
I have been alone, lost in thought, unable to discuss the emotional abuse with my siblings and friends alike because, to my knowledge,